Hello, everyone, and welcome to Around South Jersey. My special guest today is the County Commissioner Director, Darlene Barber. Darlene, how are you?
I'm great, Jim. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Good to see you.
It is good to see you. I miss you terribly.
Yeah, I miss you guys, too.
It was a great time.
We did. We had a lot of good years. Yes.
Yeah, a lot of work.
I'll tell you what, though, Darlene, I am so very happy to take a look at the property tax increase that, you guys were able to do in the last year or two.
Talk about the rateables?
Yes, that's phenomenal. I mean, folks, I try to explain to people what rateables mean. And the rateables are the value of my property, Darlene's house, my house, any business. That's all what the tax base is called the rateables. And Cumberland County has been down as low as 8.7 in rateables, or 8.6 actually, just a couple years ago. And then Darlene showed me today, and I went, wow. Now think about this. This is during COVID. This is during a tough time and everything else. The rateables in Cumberland County, under Darlene as the director of the county commissioners. It's hard because I was a freeholder, Darlene was a freeholder. Now they're county commissioners, and Darlene is the director. And it increased this year is $700 million. $525,619, an 8% increase. And as we talked about, we're coming out of COVID. Darlene, and I think you would agree, Jerry Velasquez, Kim Ayers, the people at the
Absolutely.
Improvement Authority,
Absolutely.
Or the authority. And I got to give him credit because when I was a county commissioner, I served on the South Jersey Development Council. And I was so proud of Jerry and Kim as I would sit there as the Cumberland County rep, and the Salem County rep would say, oh my God, Jerry and Cumberland County, the authority, they did this for us, they did that for us, they're getting this infrastructure done for us. And Will Morey from Cape May County Commissioner, great guy, as Morey's peer. And he's sitting there at one of the meetings saying, oh my goodness, the authority from Cumberland County set up our entire redevelopment program at Route 9 and 47 in Rio Grande, New Jersey, which I go by a lot because my cousins live down there. And it's because of the Cumberland County Authority. And this is these guys saying it, not me. And I was so proud of them. And I'm sure part of of the rateable increase comes from the authority.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All the work that Kim Ayers does there for economic development is phenomenal. Yeah. And of course, Jerry, the backbone of the landfill, let's not forget that that's part of what the authority does. That's exactly. a major part of what we need. All of us need is our landfill, but he has been able to make it almost self-sufficient even there. But we have 3 great economic development directors in each of our big cities that are working very hard, and they work very well with the authority to bring together the message that goes out to everybody about where Cumberland County is and what we can do. And after what I call a decade of planning and getting ready to make us an economic driver for what we call the tri-state area from Washington, D.C. to Philadelphia to New York, is finally coming to fruition. And we have found our niche, as you would say, and that's a lot of it is cold storage.
Yes,
for
it is.
Warehousing for cold storage. Yes. What this warehousing has done has been able to give our farmers as well as our other different food processing companies the ability to expand. F&S Produce, Oatly Milk in Millville, Cumberland Dairy in Bridgeton. People really don't realize how much, and Seabrook Farm, which has been here forever and ever.
Good point.
There was recently an article in the Philadelphia Inquirer that spotlighted the entire Cumberland County area as an economic engine for the state of New Jersey. So I'm very proud of that.
Well, it's interesting, going along with that, I've had Sandy Forsiski on with me, and again, the cold storage, they're doing so much. They were actually running out of land. They're looking to purchase even more land. But I got to tell you a funny story about Oatley Milk Company. I was a county commissioner. Well, I wasn't. I was a freeholder when they came down to Cumberland County. But being I had been the former mayor and vice mayor of Millville, they wanted to talk to me from the Millville standpoint. So anyway, this company that came was called Vice News. They were worldwide. In fact, if you go to YouTube and you put in Vice News, Millville or Cumberland County, the whole story will pop up. And the guy that did the interview, he's now with CNN. But I mean, you're talking about us getting worldwide recognition from the Oatley Milk Company. And their thing that brought them here was they loved oat milk, and they were from New York, and they said they couldn't get it. There wasn't enough, but they said there's hope on the horizon. Oatley Milk Company is expanding into Millville and from Bridgeton to Millville, and they seem to be doing very well. So that was something where you forget about that. And some other great recognition we get nationwide, is Mike Trout. I mean, I was just interviewed by the Associated Press.
Absolutely. Happy birthday, Mike.
Yeah, the 7th
if you
was his
see
birthday.
this, if you see this on TV,
Yep.
on our site here with Facebook, happy birthday.
Yeah, that's right. In fact, it is. Mike's 31. I remember Mike was 5 years old when I first met him. His dad, I was the mayor, and his dad got elected sort of like the vice mayor. And what a great kid. And I'm hoping everything goes along with his back and all that kind of stuff. But boy, great family. And they were, and we also have another professional baseball player out of Cumberland County, Buddy Kennedy. Buddy is the grandson to Don Money. And a great kid. I've had one of the neatest shows I think I ever did, Darlene, was Buddy Kennedy with his grandpop Don Money. That was just a great show to really do, and to see grandpop and the grandson interacting and all those things. And Buddy's now with the Arizona Diamondbacks. So
is he really?
Yes,
I didn't realize that. That's really good.
Yeah, that's so
really nice.
Two people from actually Millville, both of them, are in the major leagues right now, and that's really a great thing for them.
It is.
Very proud of them, and we're lucky in that aspect. We have a lot of wonderful people. I think what makes Cumberland County one of the best communities or one of the best counties around is the volunteers. And you and I volunteered
for
years. You did softball, I did softball and baseball, and many other things with the kids. And of course, you had your background in education, and so did I. And but you passed me. I mean, I only made it up to a speech therapist, but you went zooming on by. And how many years were you superintendent at the Cumberland County Tech?
I was superintendent for about, I'm going to say 7 or 8 years, if I remember correctly. But before that, the business administrator.
Yeah.
Before that, assistant superintendent at Upper Deerfield.
Oh, wow.
So, and my whole career, which was spanned like 31 years in education, and between adult education and then being able to be involved with the technical school, which I thought was a great opportunity to be there. So, and as a woman, because that's a major accomplishment.
Yeah, it sure is. You're right.
But I can, change your oil and rotate your tires.
I want to hear it. You're more talented than me.
George and I built our house, the whole bit. So I'm very attuned to what happens in a technical school.
Oh, that's true too.
That makes it a little bit. That made it a little bit easier to at least talk the shop with the teachers and everything.
Well, talking about the technical school, it's like unbelievable. It's so good. They go for national championships throughout the United States. I had a couple of low boys on that won the welding championships, and they just are so talented. And what a great school. Getting in that school was like winning the lottery. It's one of those things that you have to really be a pretty good student to qualify to get into the program. And they are really doing a great job. I got a neat story to tell you about the technical school. We've worked with them, Quinn Broadcasting, with their I'm trying to think.
Their audiovisual program?
Well, and they have the plan where they lend us a person and we teach the person.
Oh, mentor program, like a mentorship program.
Yeah, mentorship program. And so like Millville football, all the sports we did and everything else, we had almost at least one or two of the mentors, of the interns is what I was looking for, from the Cumberland County Tech. Well, Cumberland County Tech this year approached my producer, Ryan Narowski, and said, look, we'd like to send an entire crew out to do Millville soccer, because we don't do soccer because we can't sell it. Football we do, and soccer, unfortunately, we can't because we can't find advertisers. But by them doing this, interns, they're going to do the play-by-play. They're going to do everything, for the program, so that we'll have that to show to people. And of course, Ryan Narowski will be there to supervise them. But it'll give those young people more opportunity to learn more about video production, and especially sporting events. They're massive, when you got a lot of cameras and all that stuff. So I'm really very thankful for that. And we've had interns from Rowan College in South Jersey. They have a great program, and Jim Picone and Fred, everybody, they just do a wonderful job. And going back to the Cumberland County Tech, we were talking about how special that is. Well, also the high schools this year joined in and explained the program, Darlene, as it works for high school kids to take college classes.
Absolutely. They one of my dreams as we went through this whole process of putting together the Eds and Meds corridor and putting together a full-time technical school was what I saw happen up in Somerset County. And what I saw in Somerset County was a teamed effort where students that were in the technical school were able to take college-level classes during their junior and senior year and virtually graduate in May from the county college and then graduate in June from high school. And that's been adopted in several of our other high schools too. Bridgeton had a program that was in place for a 4-year program. They had some graduates this year, and I just met with Dr. Keating, and the graduates, I recall him saying it was definitely over 150, but I thought he said 166
wow, that's
students
fantastic.
Who graduated from Rowan College of South Jersey, Cumberland, were graduates also from their seniors in their high school year and graduated from high school. The bulk of them from the tech school right. and from Bridgeton High School in their program that they had. The uniqueness of it is that what happens is that the first year they spend their time in their regular classroom, but the teachers are certified to teach college-level courses. Curriculum is approved. Therefore, their first year is spent doing like a dual credit thing, but then their opportunity to spend time on campus as seniors is just as important as it is to come out and do an internship with you. So they get
absolutely.
both sides they get the education side and they get the hands-on point. So, yeah, it's a great program. We look for more schools to get into that. You need to have a master's level teacher to do the teaching.
Gotcha.
That seems
right.
to be the key. So and more are becoming hired in the schools, and they're using those teachers. So
we had Jimmy Swift, who's a judge, a good friend of mine, and we belong to the sailing club. And last year, he was sitting telling me about Chloe, his daughter, and she was one of the first students in this program. Chloe was 17 years old, and as Darlene mentioned, the neat thing is she graduated college before she graduated high school. You graduate college in May, high school in June. So she was all excited, and she went to Montclair State University as a 17-year-old junior. And this year will be her senior year. She'll be 18 years old, and she'll be graduating in June of this coming June, or May actually.
Isn't that wonderful?
Isn't that fabulous? And think about it. I mean, here you are 2 years ahead of everybody else. And the other great thing is, look at the money you've saved.
And there's so many families that can't even afford for their children to go to our community college,
right? Yeah.
Let alone go on to a regular college. And this is just an opportunity that's just on the cusp of having people that really can't afford for their children to go to college to at least have the opportunity to get 2 years under their belt, and then move on with scholarships and different other opportunities. Of course, at Rowan College of South Jersey, we still have our program. Program where they can still get school accounts. They still have that opportunity. So
that's true too.
There are a lot of different opportunities for our students. We now have a program for our immigrants, students who are not citizens yet.
That's funny you mentioned that. I just met a kid from Turkey at the Prestige Diner, and he had a smile from ear to ear, and his dad was with him, and they were so proud that their son had gotten a 2-year degree already from Rowan College.
Yep, it's been an exciting process for me. I feel like Jim, we accomplished a lot in 10 years with economic development and education. We are getting to where we need to be. That's for sure.
We are getting back to that economic development, folks. We will be this year. You're currently at $9,439,000. Or $9,439,622,813. It's an 8% increase. 8%, folks. In a time when you think, wow, with COVID, you're going up 8%? Yes, but as Darlene talked about, the cores, the system where you can do the freezing, the freezers are here. We've got, and the neat thing that I know that we're talking about was from the Vineland Industrial Park to the the Walt Whitman Bridge is exactly 30 minutes. And the nice thing is trucks can get on there real quick. Oh, the other thing I wanted to talk about economic development. This man is amazing. John Ruga.
Oh, absolutely.
Isn't it? It's unreal what he's doing, and that's leading into also more warehousing. Cumberland County is becoming the warehousing capital. There's some discussion that Amazon may be coming to the area as well. But what was interesting is as Vineland, we were talking about no more land near the Vineland Industrial Park. Well, guess what? Exit 26 is the very last exit for Vineland, and that's South Vineland. That's where John Ruga is. So now it may be a few more miles, but boy, you can get on that or the Route 55 in a snap. You don't have to go through downtown Vineland or Millville or whatever.
That's right. That's correct.
It's really a great asset. So again, location, and as you talked about, the tri-state areas of Washington, New York State, and of course Pennsylvania and Delaware and Baltimore and all that, we're within a few hundred miles of the biggest places in the United States.
And Philadelphia's port, as well as Camden's port, is growing. And fresh produce, as well as warehouse product, our Oatly milk, our silk milk. All silk milk is produced in Cumberland County, believe it or not. That's all produced by Innovation Foods, which was Cumberland Dairy, and that's all shipped out of here and either ported up to Philadelphia and shipped out all over the world from there, and we're on refrigerated trucks. They are. It's unbelievable.
It really is, and thank God it's doing what it's doing for our area. That's why our rateable base is up 8%, which is a tremendous amount, especially during this period of time. And we'll be back with Director of the Cumberland County Board of Commissioners, Darlene Barber. I have to think about that for a bit. And we'll be back with Darlene right after these messages.
In South Jersey, we do things our own way. We say things out loud, face things head on, and never back down. And that's how we fight cancer. With the most advanced diagnostics, leading-edge technology, and a team of doctors who know how to treat your cancer. And most importantly, we do it right here at the Frank and Edith Scarpa Cancer Center, Vineland, and the Leading Edge Cancer Center, Mullica Hill.
Complete Care Health Network has some big news to share with you.
We're here opening more locations and offering more services every day,
including our newest locations on Pearl Street in Bridgeton and High Street in Millville.
We're here with convenient, high-quality, and accessible healthcare services all under one roof.
We're here just a call or an email away.
We're here to provide compassionate care for you and your family.
We're here and we're ready when you are.
Complete Care Health Network.
Ready when you are.
I chose the Marco Luisi Funeral Home because they treated me with respect and compassion. I couldn't have gone through all this if I didn't have DeMarco Luisi by my side. They did everything that they could to make me happy, and that was important to me and my kids.
At the DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, we're here for you and your family in your time of need.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. My special guest is Darlene Barber, who is the director of the Cumberland County Commissioner Board. Cumberland County Board of Commissioners, as it should be said. It's funny, folks, for all these years in the United States, only New Jersey the people were called freeholders, which really didn't fit because a freeholder was from, I guess, the 1800s, and it was men who owned land.
It was the 1700s, way back.
17, yeah. See, that's why she's an educator. But, I mean, you talk about that, and I remember the discussion before they did change the name that women, any minority, even technically, if you're not a property owner, you wouldn't qualify to be a freeholder. But it was a name that was used for a long time here in New Jersey. It's like Darlene said, I guess 1700s or whatever. But then finally, it's been, what, about 2 years now?
Has been about 2 years now.
Yeah.
We're all still getting used to it,
Yeah.
though. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And it's confusing here in
Yeah.
Cumberland County because
City commissioners.
there's city commissioners. There's now county commissioners, and like, what's the difference in a city commissioner and a county commissioner? So, and it's basically it's a great job. It's rewarding. I mean, being able to help people, stay involved with people, and be out there in the public and hear how people feel about what's happening in Cumberland County is one of the things that's important to me. So it's kept me going even after retirement from education. Still being able to be involved is important. So.
Boy, speaking of great things, hats off to the Cumberland County Health Department. All I heard was phenomenal comments on getting their booster shots or getting their COVID shots.
We are very lucky, extremely lucky. Our health department was the number one acknowledged health department by the state of New Jersey during COVID as being most fast acting and prepared and ready to do the job. And that, for a small county like Cumberland, we were very proud of them and the work that they did. Hats off to Don Farnback, Megan Shepard, Noah, all of them over there that have worked so hard and then still continue their regular work on top of it.
Yeah.
So, it's an important job to do. And of course now, now everybody is talking about monkeypox and
that's true.
that situation. So, but they did a great job. We're so proud of them. And I think it was a learning experience because even when we were in school, I know even when you were involved in education, we all talked about what would happen if you ever had a pandemic. What would we all do?
Yeah.
How would we all react? And this is, and thank goodness. I mean, God bless everybody that has gone through the losses that we had, but we certainly, it wasn't like a black plague or something like that where we lost millions of people. So it was a test and a trial and something that we successfully made it through. So that was important. So
yeah, it really was, and thank God that again the monkeypox are around. So stay safe, get your booster shots and things of that nature that you certainly want to take care of yourself.
Be aware that COVID is still out there. There's still variants that are out there. We meet every week now. One of the things that happened that was very successful when last year was we started a weekly meeting with all of our mayors.
Yes,
and we continue to do that. Every week we still meet. We still do a short report on where we are with the health department and everything. But any other things that we need to discuss or talk about, we bring up at those meetings. So it's been extremely fruitful. We all have the opportunity to speak as needed and say what we need to say to help each of our communities in any way that we can. So it's been good.
Speaking of communities, it's interesting. Millville is getting some type of a meat processing company to coming in, and I know a couple of years ago they had tried, but they hadn't upgraded their sewer plant, so they couldn't process some of the waste that was coming off of that. But now they've done that, and they're going to be able to have that, which is a great thing. And it was funny, Darlene, I was thinking about female mayors, and the first one that comes to my mind, and maybe I'm wrong, was Nancy Sangenis from Hopewell Township, and that's been 40 years ago, probably something like that. Did you know of any? The reason I say that is now we have Lisa Orndorff, who's the first female mayor ever in the city of Millville, and I'm happy for her. And she's doing a really good job. She's got a great personality, and she's so good she fills in on the TV program. We did National Night Out, and I was not able to make it, and she and Rich Myers did the program for us. And happy.
I admire her. She's very well spoken.
She is,
and is doing a very, a very good community service for Millville and being out there in the public and does a good job. Yeah,
and it was funny. When I was mayor, I met a couple of female mayors from down towards the shore. Stone Harbor was one of them, and West Cape May, maybe another, something like that. But in the borough of Princeton, there was a mayor. There's probably more as I think about it. But I was just curious, I wonder how many mayors, female mayors, there are. And I Googled it. There are a lot. It's several hundred. Of course, in New Jersey, there's 565 municipalities. So that's a little more than you really should have. But that's the state where everything's local. And I remember Dale Finch telling a story about he was hired by Medford, either Medford or Medford Lakes, to talk about joining the two towns together. And the way he put it together, they would have saved millions of dollars on the police department alone, and people didn't want to do it. They wanted to stay with
people. Want their local
control. Yes, they do. Yeah,
we heard that. We heard that in the K-8 districts throughout the western side of the county for a long time. They talked about combining and becoming a Cumberland regional K-12, and people in our townships are very. They want to be able to. They want to be able to control their future. Mm-hmm. And a good example in the article that was in the Philadelphia Inquirer last week, there's a quote from Jim Crilly.
Yes.
And the quote from Jim Crilly talks about, we're all for warehouse growth, we're all for all these big companies that want to come in, but controlled growth is important to Upper Deerfield Township, to Hopewell Township, and our big cities, and where these factories are going to go and where the warehousing is going to go, because everybody still believes in, local control of preserved ground. In Cumberland County, we're very proud of our preserved ground, our preserved farm ground, as well as our preserved green acres where people can still go and enjoy being outdoors and have fun. And believe it or not, with the pandemic has come an influx, which is certainly, in our 8%, as well as our companies, is an influx of people who are working remote now that lived in the cities and came out of the cities and are now beginning to buy houses here in Cumberland County.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
And I was in a community the other day, and 3 people that I talked to were from Philadelphia. Had just recently moved from Philadelphia, and we're very happy to be out here in the green, smell the air, be able to go down to Fortescue. They just thought this was the best place in the whole wide world. So we're happy to still be able to do that. That's our goal. Preserve our history, preserve our farmlands, and still continue to grow in a controlled way.
Boy, it's interesting, too, as you look at the values, and you mentioned Fortescue, and to Bob Campbell's credit, he's a bulldog. He kept working and working, and hopefully sometime in the next year or so, we will actually get a sewer system in Fortescue. And I was told, in fact, I think I know the fellow that's interested in doing it, if they get the sewer system, he's got a big piece of land down there. He's talking about building a hotel right on the water.
Wow, that would be great.
Wouldn't it? And I'll tell you, I don't know if you and George is Darlene's husband, if you guys have been to the Hotel Charlesworth in the last 6 months or a year. It is unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. It's beautiful. I haven't stayed yet.
Yeah,
it's they do have hotel upstairs still, and people talk about that. Yeah. But we go down probably once a week. We ride through. We're boaters and definitely water people, and we like being down there. But it is really fixed up nice. The food is fantastic.
Oh my God, Sybil is amazing.
Everybody that goes there talks about how nice it is. So.
Well, and Sybil is so outgoing. He hugs everybody. Mm-hmm. He is such a great guy. Yeah. And the food is fabulous. It really is. And, I just, as another thought, Sybil, which is the owner of the Hotel Charlesworth and the restaurant, which is, one of the best in South Jersey. In fact, it was rated one of the best in the state by NJ.com. And it really is. It's phenomenal food. The interesting thing that's nice, and it ties in with Cumberland County's winery, he has Cedar Rose Winery's wines. So when you go in, if you didn't bring your own bottle, you're welcome to choose from all kinds of great selection of wine from the Cedar Rose Winery. So in the meantime, I'm friendly with Yilmaz, who owns he owns the Queen restaurant on Landis Avenue and Lincoln Avenue, the new Queen. Beautiful place. He said to me, Jim, can I get a liquor license? I said, they're $400,000. I don't know if you want that. But I said, I got an idea for you. I said, I'm friendly with the people at Cedar Rose Winery, and they have certain licenses that they can give out. And he said, oh my God, that would be wonderful. So they're in the process of getting one also. So that's a nice thing. And of course, we have the other winery that we're going to soon.
Terra
Nova, thank you.
Yes.
So they're both right here, both close by.
Yes.
Both have great wines and atmospheres and
beautiful.
It really is. So there's another edge that Cumberland County has, and we're the other Jersey Shore. Like when you talked about you and George going down to Fortescue, that's the Delaware Bay. The Atlantic Ocean's the other Jersey Shore, and the sunsets are fabulous. The opportunities to do boating and all those things in Fortescue, and Gandy's Beach, Monty Island, down to even Bival and all that stuff. And then of course you can go over to Cohansey River and over in Greenwich. So we're really fortunate. And getting back to values, you're going to see this property tax rate even spike more because yes,
that's exactly right.
Boy, it will. The people that bought the houses near me, one paid $500,000. Now I live at Union Lake in Millville, and a couple of them were from New York, and it's for them that's chump change. It's like what a great value, and that's spiking, and in Fortescue too. They've already doubled their value, the homes.
That's right. That's correct.
Because of the
That's
sewer.
Correct. Now we did have was Mayor Campbell.
Yes, right.
He's on the committee still.
Yes, right.
But we had him and their team come in at our last meeting.
Oh, that's good.
Because if you remember, I think you were on the board when the commission board invested, loaned $1 million to them to get started, with the caveat that they could use the money if they would get a certain percentage of their money as grant money rather than as a loan money.
Right.
And they're well above that.
Yeah.
They've gone well above that in grant money, and kudos to Bob Campbell. He has done a phenomenal job. It's been his, as with the technical school with me, that has been his lifelong dream, is to get that sewer system down there. They are on their last permitting process.
Oh, thank God.
So I think we're going to see it soon.
Yeah, you bet.
We're going to see it really soon.
You bet. And that'll be wonderful, as we talked about. a hotel possibly. And I know the properties have doubled already in the value. One that was 250 is 500. And, if you just start looking around. So if you want to make it a good investment, get it now before it spikes too high.
Absolutely.
Down in Fortescue.
Absolutely.
And
infrastructure is a big thing in Cumberland County. Infrastructure is a challenge.
Yes.
Of course, in Vineland, it's Mr. Landis, when he started that city and had a dream. I mean, his dream to become a utopia, in a sense, right there, and be able to run your own city has continued to be in place even up to this day. And when you stop and think about it, they have their own electric company, their own sewer, their own water. In a lot of our county area, we're challenged by that.
Yes.
We're challenged by Atlantic Electric being the main provider, South Jersey Gas main provider. South Jersey Gas has done pretty good in the last few years in extending their lines and everything. It's a challenge now with our sewer plants, as Millville's doing an upgrade there. But the Cumberland County Utilities Authority, as these new companies come in, they'll be doing upgrades to their plant, as well as the big challenge is the DEP. The Regulatory Commission for Atlantic Electric, and we need them to enforce moving forward with a bigger grid for Cumberland County. If not, it's going to stymie that growth, and we can't have that happen. We need to, and we are working very hard. Jerry Velasquez is working very hard on that. Jody Harada in our county office. So, that's a great thing to be able to still move forward and keep our infrastructure up with us. So,
it really is.
Yeah.
We're talking with Darlene Barber, who is the director of the Cumberland County Board of Commissioners, and we'll be back to talk more with Darlene right after these messages.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Complete Care Health Network has some big news to share with you.
We're here opening more locations and offering more services every day,
including our newest locations in Bridgeton and Millville.
We're here and we're ready when you are.
Complete Care Health Network.
In South Jersey, we do things our own way. We say things out loud, face things head on, and never back down. And that's how we fight cancer. With the most advanced diagnostics, leading-edge technology, and a team of doctors who know how to treat your cancer. And most importantly, we do it right here at the Frank and Edith Scarpa Cancer Center, Vineland, and the Leading Edge Cancer Center, Mullica Hill.
Complete Care Health Network has some big news to share with you.
We're here opening more locations and offering more services every day,
including our newest locations on Pearl Street in Bridgeton and High Street in Millville.
We're here with convenient, high-quality, and accessible healthcare services all under one roof.
We're here, just a call or an email away.
We're here to provide compassionate care for you and your family.
We're here and we're ready when you are.
Complete Care Health Network. Ready when you are.
I chose DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home because they treated me with respect and compassion. I couldn't have gone through all this if I didn't have DeMarco Luisi by my side. They did everything that they could to make me happy, and that was important to me and my kids.
At the DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, we're here for you and your family in your time of need.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. My special guest is Darlene Barber, Director of the Cumberland County Board of Commissioners. And we wanted to also mention some of the great things that are happening. And I know, Darlene, you and Joe Durella, when he was there, you two had both worked very hard on doing things with Rowan College of South Jersey. In fact, it was I was even there when it became combined, Rowan College along with Gloucester County College. And boy, I tell you what, talk about some great people that have come with that package deal.
Absolutely. I don't, I'll be really frank. I don't know if our college could have survived if
That's
we
a
didn't.
good point.
If we
Yes.
didn't do
Yeah.
something at
Yeah.
that time.
Yeah, especially
And-
COVID coming.
Right,
Yeah.
and then with COVID happening right after Dr. Schneider left there, Dr. Shelley Snyder was there, and it was definitely a strong recommendation from her that if you want to still have a county college, you're going to have to do something, and it might be dramatic but what we found is that it's been a very strong pro for Cumberland County, and we're excited about some of the things that are happening with the college, especially for me, the partnerships with the K through 12s and or the technical school. But there's other big important things that are going on that are very exciting. And I just handed Jim a flyer. We just went to a couple ribbon cuttings, but
Yes,
this was an announcement by Amy Mansue from the hospital, where Inspira Hospital contributed $2 million to Rowan College of South Jersey, $1 million to be used up at the Gloucester campus, and $1 million to be used down on the Cumberland campus for equipment for health services, and also, and more importantly to me, scholarships for people that are going to be in the health field, and then offering them employment as soon as they're done. So that is a major happening. There's a building already been built up on the Gloucester campus, has the Inspira insignia on it as a premier partner. And now we look forward to something like that happening in Cumberland County coming down the road. In the meantime, right now, and we were working on it when you were there, Jim, one of the biggest things that we know in Cumberland County, and everybody talks a lot about, us being 21 on numbers and, poverty and different things, which I think in the next 5 years you're going to see rapidly change. But the one big thing that is tough here in Cumberland County is mental health and behavior health and crisis management and different things that all of our families deal with, whether we are at a poverty level or in a rich family. We at any given time can see a family member that is in that situation. The new building that is going to be or is proposed to be built, and we hope this week, we took a vote at our last meeting, and we had a couple of people who didn't quite understand the premise of what was happening, and we're going to re-vote this Wednesday night on our ordinance to transfer $1 million from one college project to this college project, is to build a building that will house doctors out of Rowan University that are going to come into Cumberland County and work in this building in a behavior health clinic setting. Great. And our students at Cumberland County, Rowan College of South Jersey, will work as apprentices and interns with those doctors right there. And then it'll be tied directly into Rowan University's medical program as well as the hospital. So that whole plan of eds and meds is coming to fruition, and we're very proud to be able to house the behavior health clinic here in Cumberland, because we can certainly use that here from our point of view. So we're excited about that.
Yeah, that is great. I remember being there. I don't know if I guess I was still a freeholder commissioner at that time, but Steve Sweeney was there. We had the ribbon cutting or the groundbreaking type ceremony, and boy, it is. I mean, folks, mental health is probably as much a problem for people as physical health, and it's something that we really need to work on. But I'll tell you what, Amy Mansue is a wonderful person. I know you've met her. What a great! I tell the board members that are friends of mine, like Ron Rossi and Gary Galloway and all, what a great job they did in finding her, because she is
she's outstanding.
She is, isn't she? And
she's outstanding.
Have
you seen the Blue Heart yet?
Yes, I have.
Isn't it beautiful?
Oh, it is. Yeah.
A thank you to all the employees and over there that day. That was a wonderful ribbon cutting for it.
Yeah.
The Blue Heart for everybody that didn't see it yet, and everybody has the opportunity to go to the hospital sometime.
Yeah.
Is a thank you that was presented by John Ruga
and
Ron Rossi to the hospital as a gift to say thank you to all of our medical people that worked so hard during COVID. And it was a wonderful day. And kudos to Amy. She did such a great job.
Doesn't she? She's an amazing lady. And that's what you need, the quality. She's lifted that hospital up.
What is it about all these women in Cumberland County?
I don't know. Must be something.
They're just hanging out.
Yes, they are.
And making things happen.
Well, getting back, I wanted to talk. We started when I talked about Nancy Sangenis. I believe she was the first woman mayor. If somebody knows of another one, hit me up and let me know. But then there's a really nice young lady in Deerfield Township. That's you hit me up. Yeah, but anyway, I think maybe the mayor now.
Yep, she is.
Yeah, she's a really nice person, and Dr.
I just
had
a name freeze here.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I can picture her.
And we had one down in was it Mars River or Commercial?
Yeah, we did Patty Gross.
That's right.
Gross Patty just contacted me the other day. Yeah. So we've
still doing a lot of good work with her Dogs for Honor.
Yeah, and anyway, I guess the next thing I wanted to talk about was the Freeholder Board. The first female freeholder director was Jennifer Lookaball. I believe it was in '92 because I lost the freeholder seat in '91, and then she came on. Then not far after her was Donna Pearson, and now you're there. So in Cumberland County, in the history of Cumberland County, there have been 3. Were you also the freeholder director before you became county commissioner?
No.
Okay.
No, I was the deputy director.
I knew. Yeah, you kept the umbrella straight. Yes, that's right. But so anyway, but that same title, the director.
And now Donna Pearson sits as the deputy director. So it's Donna Pearson and I.
That's
right
great.
now.
Yeah, she does a good job too. Well, you all do, and it's something.
And
to
Carol
see.
Musso, she's excellent too.
She is I called Denise Arrigo Mother Teresa because all she does is donate, give. Carol's another one. Boy, that girl, she is everywhere, wherever I see her, she's out. And she's even, I believe, chairman of the Bridgeton Chamber of Commerce.
Bridgeton Chamber of Commerce, Salem County Habitat for Humanity. M25, she was chair there. You can go down the line. And Carol's a great person. I've had the opportunity to work with her many, many years on a lot of projects that were fundraisers for. Yeah. We did the Dancing with the Stars.
I
remember that for years,
that was popular.
That was a lot of fun. We did that, and then we started the county karaoke contest. We did that for a while.
That's neat.
They were all fun things, but we raised money for good causes.
That's wonderful.
That was the important thing.
It really is good person.
But you'll see her out at the baseball tournament.
Oh yeah, she serves. She served me my hot
French
dogs.
fries, or she'll be out making subs or putting a chicken tray together. So she's a good person,
she
hard
really
worker.
Is. Yeah, you've got some good people there. And she really does a good job as well. And Donna has been as you said, she was director. Now she's deputy director. You were deputy director. Now you're director. That's a wonderful thing, and it shows that people appreciate our women in Cumberland County in government. And there's you, and Donna, and Carol. You've got some really good people. I'm sure there are many others. The mayor of Millville, as I think about it. So we're fortunate that you guys are willing to put your time and effort into it. And of course, the nice thing with you is that you've had that experience in education and in administration and all those things. The other thing I find that when I've been working for either freeholder or city commission in Millville, that the business people usually are pretty good because they've had to do administration and handling of personnel and coming up with ideas. And I've always found I'm pretty good at creating ideas, and following through maybe is another thing, but at least come up with some ideas of things that might work for our county, which is we've had an awful lot of good success. And boy, but getting back to Rowan, Rowan University, Rowan College of South Jersey, and the university. There's a plan too. Once you finish the 2 years, there's that 3-year plan.
They have
right?
They have a 3-year plan
Yeah.
where you can do some of your third year on the 2-year campus.
Right, yeah.
We still
Which keeps
offer in
it-
Cumberland County. We still offer graduation opportunities with Wilmington University.
That's right. Get
And
your
some of our other
doctorate, yeah.
partners, which was brought to our county a long time ago, well before Rowan University, and that's been still a very strong positive. Where we still have a lot of people, especially criminal justice. That's a big a big program at Wilmington University, and nursing programs still. Even though people are starting to really gravitate towards the Rowan program because they can get so much more for it.
For the money.
You can do a 2+2 now, which is
right.
is pretty interesting because you can go to the community college during the day, but you can live on Rowan University campus at night.
Yeah.
Now that's an interesting opportunity for a child to be able to experience university life, but still be able to graduate from their community college. So, there's a lot of different opportunities out there. My main thing is, you put children through college.
Sure.
I put children through college. My husband put me through college.
Oh, God bless
So, everybody had college loans.
Yeah.
So my thing is, however we can give anybody, especially our children in Cumberland County, an opportunity to attend college and not have to pay any money or get grant money and not have to pay any money back is the best solution to whatever we can do. And many of our students are qualifying for that opportunity now. So I'm more than pleased, and I think they're working very hard in Millville right now with the Millville superintendent to try to get that program going. And I think he's very much on board. He really wants to do it in Millville. I think you're going to see that program come to Millville very soon too.
Yeah, I do too. Tony Trongone's a great guy.
He is a good person.
Really a lot of good
I knew
things
him
for
years
Millville.
ago when he was up at the regional district. So
Yeah, he is. I give the Millville School Board credit. He's one of the best they've hired. Just a really good go-getter and cares about people. And boy, when we talk about the Eds and Meds corridor, what a perfect situation, because Cumberland County College, before it became Rowan College, South Jersey, was the neighbor to Inspira in Vineland. And then when you go up further, where the new hospital that they built in Mullica Hill, that's just a few miles from what was Gloucester County College. So we talk about Eds and Meds and working with each other.
And just right down the road is Rowan University.
Yes, exactly.
So it certainly, and we are in very, very strong need for medical personnel.
Yeah.
And as a lot of people are starting to age out in a lot of different careers, but especially in the medical career, because Jim and you and I know, we're going to need a lot more people working in the hospital
for sure.
in medical care.
Yeah.
But we just refurbished a whole area over on our campus to add additional RNs and LPN programs right over there, respiratory therapists, different kind of things that we don't have yet that we're offering. So we're going to be offering a lot more, and that's exciting too.
Yeah, it
that's
really
exciting.
is. It's and I'll tell you,
I don't know if you heard. Now we got to push teachers. I don't know if you've heard that. There was a big thing on TV today that I think in Florida there are thousands of teachers short for the beginning of the school year because people aren't getting into the education field now like they used to.
Isn't that something? Wow.
Yeah. So that's going to be the new field. We need to ensure that our children are educated. That's for sure.
Yeah, that is very, very important. And it's I guess maybe the reason people aren't getting into education as much as it doesn't pay as well as some of the other IT and things like that are there. But you and I know I still see students I had 40 years ago.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just a special situation. I enjoyed it very much. But you and I like people, and they're little people, and they're great. And I really enjoyed working with them. I get invited to their class reunions, and it's so good to see them.
Oh, it's so good to see them.
It really is. And
every once in a while, I'll post a picture of my girls that I coached from 9 to 12. And, I hear from them all the time. And Facebook's wonderful for that.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
And all the internet sites and everything to communicate with them, and they can communicate to each other, which is important.
Yeah, it is
because they're all over the place now.
That's true.
So.
It's funny. Speaking of the baseball, softball, in 1980, I was managing the Millville Little League team, and we won the city championship. And in those days, Millville Knight was the Little League team that won the city championship, got to go up to that stadium, and I got to get down on the field and hit ground balls to the kids, and one of my other coaches hit fly balls. And the year was 1980. Yesterday, they honored the 1980 World Series team.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
These kids still.
Were you up there? Did you
go? No, not yesterday. No, but we were there in 1980, and the guys now are in their early 50s. They still talk about being the highlight, getting to meet Pete Rose and Mike Schmidt, and Tug McGraw came over and said hello to them and all. And that's something, 40-some years later, still remembering, 42 years later. So, yeah, that was something that you and I were able to do with the kids, and it just really worked out well. And I got to give Mayor Orndorff a lot of credit, and to the people that helped sell the tickets. The New Jersey Motorsports Park sold over 1,000 tickets, I think, or whatever. No, over 100 tickets. But anyway, she got to go up, and I'm kidding her. I said, Lisa, you better practice. Well, I didn't know she had played softball. She threw a strike. I watched that. I said, good girl. She threw a strike right to the Fanatic.
It was a nice night. That was a great night.
Was,
We had a good time.
Yeah, it really was. And hopefully next year we can have Buddy Kennedy night, because Mike Trout won't be in next year. It's every other year that they come in and do those things. But we've always loved.
We might have to all go out there.
That's right. Well, we'll go up and see Buddy. Buddy's coming here. Oh, you mean go out and see Mike? Yeah, I've been out there, and it's not as nice a stadium as Citizens Bank Park, but I got to see Mike, and he's such a good guy. As you said, he just celebrated a birthday, and he's got a wonderful family.
He's coming back to Cumberland County.
Yeah, he lives
What a great
here now.
example.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Same thing with Pacquiao, was it? We all over in Vineland.
Right. Yeah, the football player.
It was with the Jamil, who was with the Rams this year.
That's
for the
right.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, good point.
And him coming back to Vineland.
Yeah.
That was a very nice.
Yeah, and then Vineland's
going
going to honor Mr. Picone, who was a football player. They got a big thing coming up. Lou Picone.
Yep.
And he goes way back. So hats off to Mayor Finucci. And I want to thank Mayor Finucci, and I think Darlene's going to come visit us more often. He comes in once a month, and we do
I would love
the
to.
Mayor's Show. And we were also doing a Mayor's Show with Lisa Orndorff. And it would be nice to have you here as well, because that way people are updated on what's going on in the
I
county.
look forward
and
to it.
I am so proud of you, Darlene, and
Well,
what
look,
happened
I'm
with
proud of the people of Cumberland County and all the hard work that everybody has been doing. And, kudos to our business people who believe in Cumberland County and believe in making this a better place, and are not afraid, like a John Ruga, not afraid to grow.
Good point.
Not afraid to grow. And with one last thing, my son lives in Morgantown, West Virginia. Bought a home up on the top of the mountain, all the way on the top of the mountain. And it's a 5-mile drive to get up to the top. Beautiful once you get there, and they're right. The skies in West Virginia are beautiful at night. But I went down in this basement. We were canning or something, and I looked at the wall and said, Superior Walls. I went, wow.
Oh, isn't that great?
All the way to West Virginia.
Yeah, that's super.
So kudos, though. Kudos to our businesses here.
Yeah.
Forward-thinking individuals.
They sure are.
So.
Darlene, thank you.
I appreciate it.
Hopefully to see you soon.
I'll be glad to be back, and
Appreciate
perhaps maybe we can do a show where we can do question and answers. And,
sure, absolutely.
One of these days. So.
That would be great.
All right.
Love to have it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Darlene Barber, Director of the County Board of Commissioners, has been our guest here on Around South Jersey. George Kachi has been our producer. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
This has been a QBC television production, in association with our partners and sponsors. QBC broadcasts on Comcast Cable Channel 22, and live streams its programming on Facebook and YouTube. All rights reserved by Quinn Media and QBC. Programming that serves the South Jersey market.